Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Mahāraja's message is your advantage. The following is a Śrī Caitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Mahārāja on April 30th, 2021 in Śrī Mayapur, India.
Pangung langayate girim yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Gurum Dīnatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu Harihi Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So now we will continue with the compilation of the Śrī Caitanya book. Today's chapter is entitled as Absorbed in the mood of Vrindavan, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and his devotees perform pastimes near the Guṇḍicā temple. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 14.66.
অদ্বৈতাদি 9 জনের নবরাত্র যাত্রার 9 দিন প্রভুকে নিমন্ত্রণ। অদ্বৈতাদি ভক্তগণ নিমন্ত্রণ কইল, মুখ্য মুখ্য নবজন নবদিন পাইল।
For 9 days, 9 chief devotees headed by Advaita Acharya got an opportunity to invite the Lord to their homes.
Since the sannyasi doesn't cook his own meal,
Since a sannyasi doesn't cook his own meal,
9 devotees led by Advaita invited Lord Chaitanya to come for lunch every day.
so 9 devotees headed by Lord Advaita invited Lord Chaitanya to come for lunch every day. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 14.67.
চাতুর্মাস্যে প্রতি ভক্তের এক এক দিন প্রভুকে নিমন্ত্রণ। আর ভক্তগণ চাতুর্মাস্যে যতদিন এক এক দিন করিল বন্টন।
During the 4 months of the rainy season, the remaining devotees extended invitations to the Lord for 1 day each. In this way, they shared invitations.
The Jagannath Rath Yatra is held right before the Chaturmas.
The Jagannath Rath Yatra is held right before the Chaturmas.
After the Rath Yatra, soon starts the Chaturmas.
After the Rath Yatra, soon starts the Chaturmas.
And each devotee would invite the Lord to taking prasad at their house on other days.
So each devotees would invite the Lord to take prasad at their house in one of the days.
In this way, devotees were having the opportunity as grihasthas to welcome the Lord to their house.
So in this way, the devotees were having the opportunities as grahastha to welcome the Lord to their home
Give him Kṛṣṇa prasada.
and give him Krishna prasadam. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 14.68.
অন্যান্য ভক্তের প্রভু নিমন্ত্রণ সৌভাগ্য অভাব। 4 মাসের দিন মুখ্য ভক্ত বাটি নিল, আর ভক্তগণ অবসর না পাইল।
For the 4-month period, all daily invitations were shared among the important devotees. The rest of the devotees did not get an opportunity to extend an invitation to the Lord.
So 4 times 30 days is 120.
So 4 times 30 days is 120.
That many devotees could invite the Lord
So that many devotees could invite the Lord,
Chaitanya.
Lord Chaitanya.
And the others they didn't get a chance.
and the others they didn't get a chance. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.69.
অগত্যা 2-3 জনের একত্রে এক একদিন প্রভুকে নিমন্ত্রণ, একদিন নিমন্ত্রণ করে 2-3 মিলি, এই মতো মহাপ্রভুর নিমন্ত্রণ কেলি।
Since they could not get one day each, 2 or 3 devotees combined to extend an invitation. These are the pastimes of Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu's acceptance of invitations.
Lord Chaitanya was so merciful
So Lord Chaitanya was so merciful
that he accepted invitations from 2 or 3 people,
that he accepted invitations from 2 or 3 people
so that they would combine.
so that they would combine.
This way, he gave his mercy to many people.
And in this way, he gave his mercy to many people. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.70.
প্রাতঃ স্নানপূর্বক জগন্নাথ দর্শনান্তে সগণে কীর্তন নর্তন। প্রাতঃকালে স্নান করি দেখি জগন্নাথ, সংকীর্তনে নৃত্য করে ভক্ত গহন সাত।
After taking his bath early in the morning, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu would go see Lord Jagannath in the temple. Then he would perform Sankirtan with his devotees.
So this shows the daily schedule of Lord Chaitanya.
So this shows the daily schedule of Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.71.
নিতাই অদ্বৈতাদির নর্তন, গুণ্ডিচায় 3 বেলা কীর্তন। কবু অদ্বৈতে নাচায়, কবু নিত্যানন্দে, কবু হরিদাসে নাচায়, কবু অচ্যুতানন্দে।
By chanting and dancing, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu induced Advaita Acharya to dance. Sometimes he induced Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur and Achyutananda to dance. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.72.
কবু বক্রেশ্বরে কবু আর ভক্তগণে, ত্রিসন্ধ্যা কীর্তন করে গুণ্ডিচা প্রাঙ্গণে।
Sometimes Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu engaged Vakreshwar and others devotees in the chanting and dancing 3 times daily, morning, noon and evening. He would perform Sankirtan in the yard of the Guṇḍicā temple.
Here we see Lord Chaitanya was performing Harinam Sankirtan.
So here we are seeing how Lord Chaitanya was performing Harinam Sankirtan,
chanting and dancing,
chanting and dancing
3 times every day,
3 times every day,
morning, noon, and evening.
morning, noon and evening. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.73.
কৃষ্ণের ব্রজগমন আগমন ও শ্রী রাধা সহ মিলনে তৎ দাসী গোপী অভিমানী প্রভুর আনন্দ। বৃন্দাবনে আইলা কৃষ্ণ, এই প্রভুর জ্ঞান, কৃষ্ণের বিরহ স্ফূর্তি হইল অবসান।
At this time, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu felt that Lord Kṛṣṇa had returned to Vrindavan. Thinking this, his feelings of separation from Kṛṣṇa subsided.
But since Rath-yatras are still taking Kṛṣṇa and Guṇḍicā to Sundarachal,
So, since the Rath Yatra is the festival of taking Kṛṣṇa to Guṇḍicā or Sundarachal,
so he's traveling from Dwarka to Vrindavan.
so he is traveling from Dwaraka to Vrindavan.
In Guṇḍicā, he felt when he was in Vrindavan.
So in Guṇḍicā, he felt that he was in Vrindavan.
So separation Lord Chaitanya felt in the mood of Radharani.
So the separation that Lord Chaitanya felt in the mood of Radharani
had subsided.
has subsided. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.74.
রাধা সঙ্গে কৃষ্ণ লীলা এই হইল জ্ঞানে এই রসে মগ্ন প্রভু হইলা আপনে
Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu was always thinking of the pastimes of Radha and Kṛṣṇa, and he remained personally merged in this consciousness. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.75.
ভক্তগণ সঙ্গে প্রভুর বিবিধ জল খেলি নান উদ্যানে ভক্ত সঙ্গে বৃন্দাবন লীলা ইন্দ্রদুম্ন সরোবরে করে জল খেলা
There were many gardens near Guṇḍicā temple, and Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu and his devotees used to perform the pastimes of Vrindavan in each of them. In the lake named Indradumuna, he spotted in the water.
Indradumna Sarovar is not far from the Guṇḍicā temple.
Indradumuna Sarovar is not far from the Guṇḍicā temple.
And in the Guṇḍicā Mahāprabhu Lord Chaitanya had taken water from the Indradumna Sarovar. That was used to cleanse the Guṇḍicā temple.
So when he was performing the Guṇḍicā Marjana, he used to take water from the Indradumuna Sarovar, and that was used to cleanse the Guṇḍicā temple.
Now he was in the Indradumna Sarovar having water spots there.
Now he was bathing in the Indradumuna Sarovar and having water spots there. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.76.
আপনে সকল ভক্তে সিঞ্চে জল দিয়া সব ভক্তগণ সিঞ্চে চৌদিকে বেরিয়া
The Lord personally splashed all the devotees with water, and the devotees surrounding him all sides also splashed the Lord. Evo. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.77.
কবু এক মণ্ডল কবু অনেক মণ্ডল জল মণ্ডুক বাদ্যে সবে বাজায় করতাল.
While in the water they sometimes formed one circle and sometimes many circles, and while in the water they used to play cymbals and imitate the croaking of frogs.
Cymbals are kartals.
Oh, cymbals are kartals.
So although these are very elderly and serious devotees,
Although they are very elderly and serious devotees,
they became very, very playful in the water with Lord Chaitanya.
they became very playful in the water with Lord Chaitanya.
And they did the pastimes of splashing and imitating frogs.
So they were doing the pastime of imitating the frogs.
They play kartals and chant the holy name.
And they played the kartal and chant the holy name. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.78.
দুজন করিয়া ভক্তগণ মধ্যে জল কেলি ও প্রভুর তদ্দর্শন. দুই দুই জনে মিলি করে জলরণ কেহ হারে কেহ জিনে প্রভু করে দর্শন.
Sometimes two would pair off to fight in the water. One would emerge victorious and the other defeated. And the Lord would watch all this fun.
In other words, some of the devotees would compete with each other passing water.
So, in other words, some devotees would compete with each other in splashing water.
One would emerge victorious, the other would be defeated.
One would emerge victorious and the other would be defeated.
Lord Chaitanya was witnessing this with great pleasure.
So Lord Chaitanya was witnessing this with great pleasure. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 14.79.
অদ্বৈত নিত্যানন্দে জল ফেলা ফেলি আচার্যে হারিয়া পাছে করে গালাগালি।
The first spotting took place between Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu, who threw water upon each other. Advaita Acharya was defeated, and he later began to rebuke Nityananda Prabhu, calling him ill names. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 14.80.
Oh, so we're having this story.
So these two were having this spotting.
This is a transcendental pastime.
And this is a transcendental pastime. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 14.80.
বিদ্যানিধির জলকেলি স্বরূপের সনে গুপ্ত দত্তে জলকেলি করে দুইজনে।
Swarup Damodar and Vidyanidhi threw water upon each other. And Murari Gupta and Vasudev Datta also spotted in that way. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 14.81.
শ্রীবাস সহিত জল খেলে গদাধর রাঘব পণ্ডিত শনে খেলে বক্রেশ্বর।
Another duel took place between Srivas Thakur and Gadadhar Pandit, and yet another between Raghav Pandit and Vakreshwar Pandit. Thus, they all engaged in throwing water.
Everyone was engaged in splashing water on each other.
So, everyone was engaged in splashing water on each other.
This was inspired by all the lords.
So, this was inspired by all the lords.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was watching
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is watching
the fun.
the fun. Hari Bol. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 14.82.
সার্বভৌম সঙ্গে খেলে রামানন্দ রায় গাম্ভীর্য গেল দুহার হইল শিশু প্রায়।
Indeed, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya engaged in water sports with Sri Ramananda Rai, and they both lost their gravity and became like children.
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Rai are two very great scholars.
So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Ramananda Rai were two very great scholars.
Engaging in this pastime of passing water, they lost their gravity.
So while engaging in this pastime of splashing water, they lost their gravity and became like children.
They were imitating pastime of Kṛṣṇa, his cowherd.
So they were imitating the pastimes of Kṛṣṇa and his cowherd friends. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 14.83.
গোপীনাথকে সার্বভৌম ও রায়ের চাপল্য ত্যাগ করিতে আজ্ঞা। মহাপ্রভু তা লোহার চাপল্য দেখিয়া গোপীনাথ আচার্যে কিছু কহেন হাসিয়া।
When Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu saw the exuberance of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Ramananda Rai, he smiled and spoke to Gopinath Acharya. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 14.84.
পণ্ডিত গম্ভীর দুহে প্রামাণিক জন বাল্য চাঞ্চল্য করে করাহ বর্জন।
Tell the Bhattacharya and Ramananda Rai to stop their childish play because they are very both learned scholar and very grave and great personalities. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.85.
গোপীনাথের প্রভু কৃপা মহিমা বর্ণন। গোপীনাথ কহে তোমার কৃপা মহাসিন্ধু, উচ্ছলিত করে যাবে তার এক বিন্দু।
Gopinath Acharya said. Gopinath Acharya replied, I believe that one drop of the ocean of your great mercy has swelled up upon them. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.86.
মেরুমন্দর পর্বত ডুবায় যথা তথা, এই দুই গণ্ড শৈল ইহার কা কথা।
A drop from the ocean of your mercy can drown great mountains like Sumeru and Mandara, since these two gentlemen are little hills by comparison. It is no wonder that they are being drowned in the ocean of your mercy. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.87.
প্রভু কৃপায় শুষ্ক জ্ঞানী সার্বভৌম এখানে কৃষ্ণ সেবার রসে রসিক। শুষ্ক তর্ক খালি খাইতে জন্ম গেল যার, তারে লীলামৃত পিয়াও এ কৃপা তোমার।
Logic is like a dry oil cake from which all the oil has been extracted. The Bhattacharya passed his life in eating such dry cakes, but now you have made him drink the nectar of transcendental pastimes. It is certainly your great mercy upon him. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.88.
Holiness Acharya has described how Lord Chaitanya's mercy transforms dry scholars into rasic devotees.
So Gopinath Acharya has described how Lord Chaitanya's mercy can transform dry philosophers into rasic devotees. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.88.
ভাসমান অদ্বৈতের শেষ এবং প্রভুর শেষ শাহী লীলা প্রকাশ। হাসি মহাপ্রভু তবে অদ্বৈতে আনিল, জলের উপরে তারে শেষ সজ্জা কইল।
After Gopinath Acharya finished talking, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu smiled and calling for Advaita, Acharya made him act like the Shesha Naga bird. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.89.
আপনে তাহার উপর করিল শয়ন, শেষ শাহী লীলা প্রভু কইল প্রকটন।
Lying down on Advaita Prabhu, who was floating on the water, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu demonstrated the pastime of Sheshashayi Vishnu. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.90.
অদ্বৈত নিজ শক্তি প্রকট করিয়া, মহাপ্রভু লইয়া ভুলে জলেতে ভাসিয়া।
Manifesting his personal potency, Advaita Acharya floated about on the water carrying Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu.
Mahāvishnu and the Kṛṣṇa Vishnu and the Ananta Sesha.
So the Mahavishnu and Garbhodakasai Vishnu, they are on the Ananta Shesha.
Thus, float in the water.
And thus they float on the water.
So,
Float in the water.
Lord Chaitanya, Aindanan Advaita, manifests this Sesasai Vishnu pastime.
So thus Lord Chaitanya, lying down on Advaita Acharya, floating on the water, manifested his Sheshashayi Vishnu pastimes.
And the Dvaita, using his spiritual potency, he could sustain the Lord even though floating in the water.
So Advaita, using his spiritual potency, he could sustain the Lord even though floating on the water. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 14.91.
সগণ প্রভুর আই টুটায় আগমন এই মতো জলক্রিয়া করি কতক্ষণ আই টুটা আইলা প্রভু লইয়া ভক্তগণ.
After spotting in the water for some time, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu returned to his place at Aitota, accompanied by his devotees.
So, today we discuss Lord's water pastimes.
So today we discuss the Lord's water pastimes.
And then next we'll be discussing his drama.
And next we'll be discussing his drama.
So, like this, the devotees of the Lord enjoying transcendental pastimes with the Lord.
So like this, the devotees of the Lord are enjoying transcendental pastimes with the Lord.
This is what is the highest goal in spiritual life. Be with the Lord, engage in transcendental pastimes.
So this is the highest in the spiritual life, to be with the Lord and engaged in his spiritual pastimes. Hari Bol.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.